Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's first topic, the Ravens offense needs to play a complete game. Look, I told y'all yesterday, I came off the plane, I made the vid, and I told you I didn't get to really watch the game. I told you I got to watch no seconds of the game. Most I got to do was watch highlights on the plane. So last night I came home and I sat down while not feeling good because it looked like I got something when I was there, and watched the game from beginning to end. And the Ravens offense, for as good as Lamar Jackson is stalling. It's not converting when it needs to. And when everyone was saying, oh, they're the best red zone team in the league, or second, or something of that effect, they were 1 of 6 or 1 of 7 in the red zone this game. And let me tell you something right now. I do not blame Lamar. I do not blame Gus. I do not blame Justice Hill. I do not blame Ronnie Stanley. I do not blame Tyler Linderbaum. I do not blame Simpson. I do not blame Bateman. I do not blame OBJ. I do not blame Mark Andrews. I do not blame Zay Flowers. I blame John Harbaugh. And here's why. And look, I know a lot of people say I hate on John. It's not that I hate on John. It's not. It's honest criticism of the things that he does consistently. Consistently. This notion, this mindset that when you go up by 10 points, you could take your foot off the gas in today's NFL is absolutely foolishness. And I want to make sure I say that it's foolishness. And I know a lot of people say, I remember they were even talking it during like the other broadcasts when they were saying that the way that he's coached keeps them winning games. Look, that's the problem in and within itself. Because Lamar is the catalyst of why they're winning games. And now the defense. The defense has been looking amazing. Shout outs to everybody that said the defense. I said I wanted to see it through a full season, beginning to end. Let's see how and they slapped the mess out of me saying, show me, I want prove it. Oh! That's what they did to Nitro. So shout outs to Roquan and Queen and them and Hamilton. They've been balling. They've been balling without a proper pass rush. That's crazy to me. They're doing what they're doing without the pass rush. So shout outs to the defense. But here's the thing with Harbaugh. We've changed offensive coordinators. We've changed running backs. We've changed receivers. We've changed offensive linemen. We've changed quarterbacks. And the same thing happens as long as he's been the tenured coach. As I was saying before, they were saying it during the broadcast. They win a lot of games. That old school way of thinking can win you 8 or 9 games. Like John's comfortable winning 10 games. Oh, 10 games is enough. We made the playoffs. Now let's see if we can turn it up in the playoffs. It's like the NFL doesn't work like that. And the best teams don't play with their food. If they see that you're having trouble stopping something, they keep doing it until you stop it. Or they'll hang 40 points on your head. And then once they're up 40-10, they take their starters out. That's how the game was supposed to go for at least 2 games this season for the Ravens. There's a legit 2 games that the starters should have rested the whole entire fourth quarter. When I mean the entire fourth quarter, I mean as soon as the fourth quarter started, Lamar, Gus, Zay, OBJ and them, they shouldn't be playing. Now look, one of those games with the wide receiver drops. But that's what I'm talking about. Y'all remember vividly during the 2019 season. Everyone's like, oh, we'll get this cleaned up. And y'all remember during that playoff game, we couldn't catch nothing. Couldn't catch nothing. Nobody brings up that game neither. about the drops from the Ravens and how many drops could have been touchdowns. We have to acknowledge that the common denominator, regardless of how you feel, regardless of the success that he's garnered as this head coach, has been John Harbaugh. Now look, I don't hate him. I'll never say I hate the man because, I mean, let's be real. You know, I think he's a good guy. I think he's one of those guys that you love to play for because of his college mentality. He gets everyone riled up. You know what I'm saying? The rah-rah, gets you in your feelings, prays with you, prays for your family, loves to meet your family, learns everybody's name. So you end up liking him as a person, and there's nothing wrong with that. But John Harbaugh, I said this about Bateman yesterday, John Harbaugh needs to get out of his own way. It is what it is. He has to get out of his own way. If we have any aspirations to go to a Super Bowl and actually win one, another one, to bring us to the Holy Trinity for this franchise, Harbaugh's going to have to change up some of his philosophies. And that's hard, right? Because a lot of times coaches coach with ego. They do. They coach like, look, there's an old saying, if I'm going to be wrong, if I'm going to get fired, I'm going to get fired doing it my way. But here's the thing. It's not much to change. All I'm telling the Harbaugh is instead of taking your foot off the gas when you're up by 10 points, take your foot off the gas when you're up 25 in the third quarter. You feel me? Because that puts you at they got to score 3 touchdowns. They got to score 3 touchdowns to convert all 3, 2-point conversions, and then somehow get back the ball and kick a field goal. That's the only way they can beat you. I don't see that happening. We've seen, even in the playoffs, teams succumb, be down 20 points, 21 points, other team comes back and wins. How much was the point that the Chargers, when Jacksonville beat them? How much points were the Chargers up by and Jacksonville came back and beat them? How much points were the Atlanta Falcons up when the Patriots came back and beat them? These are the things I'm talking about, bruh. It's like, oh, we're up 10 points. We can establish the run and just milk the clock. No. The NFL, they branch it in as as safety for the players. But the NFL's tried to market and tried to do things almost like the NBA. They want high flying and points. So what does that mean? Less defense. As good as our defense has been, there's only so much they can do, especially during playoffs. Have you been seeing some of the calls that have been made on these players? You push, Josh Allen was making a throw, running away, and the guy pushed him in his chest. And they call that roughing the passer. I go by a saying. Everybody that knows me, oh my God, my mom, my sisters, friends, coworkers, they know I always say this. You hope for the best, you plan for the worst. You plan for the worst. You got to plan for the worst. And when you're sitting there playing with your food, the worst is almost guaranteed to happen every time because you're leaving the door open. You're giving the opposition opportunity to come back and beat you. So I'm worried about the offense. At this point I am. We're 6 games in? Yeah, I'm worried about them. I'm very much worried about them. I still don't have the Bengals making the playoffs. I still don't. If they do, I'll be very surprised. The Bengals barely scratched by 17 points yesterday. Barely. They should have lost that game. But shout outs, they won. But the Browns are playing better. Bengals are somehow scratching out wins. We got to start putting pedal to metal, foot to gas, and giving ourselves some wiggle room. Because this AFC is going to come down to the last week of the season. It is. There's no way to run from it. It's going to come down to the last week of the season. And we're not going to be able to be the team that we think we'd be if John Harbaugh doesn't stop making the players and the team and the coaches go conservative in the second half of the game. But what do you think? Do you think I'm lying? Do you think I'm too hard on John Harbaugh? Let me know down in the comment section, please. And that's the episode of The Wonder King Show. Thank you for watching. You know how we get down. We have fun and we laugh. But everything we talk about rooted in what? Facts and truth. Please remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. You know I love the comments. And before we go any further, I always want to make sure I give a big shout out, even though you hear me losing my voice, to a Ed Woods. Oh! We're a $25 donation. Oh! Thank you. Listen, $25 is big. You know what I mean? Hard-earned money. Thank you so much for investing in this platform, investing in this content, investing in me. Man, thank you. Thank you so much. And we're going to be using it to help build this content even further. But once again, like I said before, check out the Patreon. 3 tiers of absolute content goodness waiting for your consumption. Give it a look. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. And bottom of the screen QR code. If you want to do what Ed Woods just did and donate, help out with equipment, help out for trips so that, like, the London game, I would have loved to go to the London game to make content and stuff like that. Bottom of the screen, QR code. QR codes to a Cash App. Cash App located in the description of every video that we do. And the name of it is The Wunderkind Show. And once again, it's The Wunderkind Show. The show's not just signing off. And as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yerp.